and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julie McNeil Crafts. So today I have this idea of altering this frame. I have a lot of products that are sort of very in this sort of neutral, natural natural sort of look, and for some reason I never ever use them. I think the flowers and everything just tend to be they're just that bit too big for like my usual card making and things. I'm just trying to get my hot glue gun going, and so I don't quite use them. And then this frame has been staring at me. It's at the other side of the loft, and every time I walk up the loft ladder I see it, and I've kept thinking, oh, I'd love to do sort of like an altered frame with nothing behind it, just sort of string wrap around it like this, and then maybe some flowers and things. And then I was thinking like maybe this sort of au natural look might be quite good, and then I also just fancy putting this sort of random pop of colour in it as well. So I'm thinking, because I need enough to stick things to, but I don't want it going all the way up the frame, I'm just going to wrap this in string, and at the minute I have just got a little bit of hot glue to secure that, but I am going to be going in with my gel medium because I want this to last. But it's just, this is a bit of a temporary fix, and I've just thrown my scissors on the floor. It's because I've had a long day crafting, a long evening crafting. I've done my Dawn and Julia Carré. I have filmed a couple of the weeks worth of the Flowers in the May series. Yeah, so I've had a lovely little craft evening to myself. Be careful not to glue that. Right, so the other thing is, I know it's a strange thing to have in one's craft room, but I do actually have a bag of sticks that I keep in my craft room. So I am just going to pull a few of those out of my bag, and let's see what we have. I have got these sticks. I am just going to, for the moment, stick it down with hot glue because that's going to give me an immediate adhesion. And then I am going to add lots of gel medium after, but as we sort of add the extra elements, massive glue strings there, but Dawn is always giving a little tip on how to deal with that. So it's like if you get your heat gun and just, you can blow them away with your heat gun. So I'll most likely be doing that. As I said, I will be sort of, once I've got this stuck down, I will add extra security. Trouble is, because the gel medium takes time to dry, it'll all roll about and move before it has stuck down. So this is my temporary fix, and then we will get to it later. So I'm needing, because I'm needing something for all my flowers and things to stick on. So this is all just sort of partly to give me something to, a bit of a substrate to work on. So a substrate can be anything. Yes, we have our canvases and frames and stuff like that, but we can literally make a substrate out of everything. Even a pile of old sticks. I actually think I want a couple more. What have we got? This one here. I don't want them too bendy. So this is, yeah, the walk. We've got a forest not far, it's quite close to us actually. We've been spending quite a lot of time in there during lockdown because yeah, it's been somewhere fun to go, and we've actually discovered that just near the beginning of the forest is a swing. You know, somebody's built a swing in a tree, so it's great with all the parks being closed, and you know, having an 8-year-old who loves to play at the park. The fact that we've managed to discover a swing in the forest has been a lifesaver, and it's actually not too bad. That part of the forest, we can walk to it and be at it within less than 5 minutes, so it's great. So we've discovered that. But yeah, so we tend to do quite a lot of forest walks, and yeah, both my daughter and I enjoy collecting forest treasures, as we call it. Forest treasures. So yeah, we enjoy collecting sticks and pine cones. This is all looking a bit of a hot mess at the minute, but as I said, my priority is just to stick it down. I will cover all the hot mess as we move on. Right, so I'm then thinking that we will arrange a load of flowers. Now, this is where I'm going to start using my gel medium as well. So I'm just thinking, so now we've got a bit of space to sort of add these flowers onto, and that they will stick. That's actually, I'm really happy with how that's looking already, and we've barely started. That bodes well. Oh, I likey, likey. Likey, likey. Okay. Happy, happy, happy. Sorry for all the crunkling in the microphone. Right. I think we possibly need another. I've had these in my stash for so long because I look at them and I'm like, oh, burlap, that was so pretty and so textured. And I've pulled them out for various projects, and it's just not worked for me. So that's why I was thinking maybe like a nice sort of natural nature project may be the way to go. That is looking quite good. I am quite happy with that. Right, I've also got this sort of sisal stuff. I'm just going to quickly take a picture of that on my phone, just so that I remember how I've done it, but I can also maybe use it on Instagram as a teaser. So let's make sure I do it square. Okay, perfecto. Excellent. So let's just take all this off for just now, and I am going to grab a load of this sisal stuff. Ooh, look at this. Again, this is something I've had in my stash. I use it a lot, just not masses amounts of it. It just tends to be a tiny little bit here and there. So let's just see if we can get that there. Right, I'm just going to add tiny bits. As I said, we are about to start using heaps of gel medium as we stick those flowers down, but this is just going to give us that temporary adhesion. I'm just touching that down lightly, and be careful because I don't want you to burn yourself. Right, so let's grab a palette knife and get these flowers stuck down. Again, I'm just going to refer to my photos. This is one of the biggest tips I can honestly give you when it comes to crafting, is use your phone. Like seriously, I am taking a very generous amount. I want this to last. So we need loads, and then this gel medium is going to seep through that sisal onto the sticks, and so it doesn't matter now if the temporary fix of the heat gun pings off, because we've also got the proper glue that's going to last forever attached to it as well, and that will be wonderful. So once we've got these main bits stuck down, then I'm going to have a little fiddle about with some of the extra little bitties that we've got. Oh my goodness, how pretty is this? I'm loving it already. Now I'm not sure if I want a big, because I was half thinking of putting this massive random pop of colour on it, and now I don't know that I want to go in that direction at all. I'm going to snuggle that down the bottom. We'll just have to see, we'll just have to feel it. Sometimes, that's the thing, you can have an idea, it gives you a direction, it gives you a starting point. Pull these strings up so we've got something for that to stick to. Okay, and then I had one there, I think, and oops, one up there. Okay, it's looking good. Now if the amount of sisal that I've got on there is too much and I'm not loving it a bit later on, that is something that we can sort of pull out and thin out as we go, but it's kind of hard to add in after the fact, so that is why I am doing that now. So let's just grab a hold of, oh yeah, there's a nice little bit of stick there for that to rest on. Okay, so we're getting there. I'm now just going to turn my hot glue gun off before I end up burning the glue, because I think I'm at the stage now where we're not going to be needing it overly. So I have these little pretty corn things. Where's my other scissors? Because I hate these ones. Okay, sorry, I've got all these little extra twiddly bits. We will have some manoeuvrability because it is going to take a while for that gel medium to dry, so I can pop them in, and then if I end up not loving the way it's looking, it's easy enough to pull it back out. So I'm thinking I need to get stronger. Probably not do my scissors the best. It's probably not the best treatment of them, but that's alright because I've been rescuing my scissors for years, so I'm not overly... Actually, I'm just going to stick that in the pot. Probably easier. There we go. Let's get another one of those. Okay, I'm just sticking it in my pot so it's got loads of gel medium on it. And let's just... maybe need a bit more. Okay. Let's get that down there. Oh, I really like how this is going. Very excited. I feel like it doesn't need anything else. It will though, because I'm going to give it at least a dry brushing of gesso. So I need to do at least something with it, but I like it. Right, we need something up here, and that we have that big blob of glue that's going to need hidden somewhat. So yeah, I need to do something with that. I'm just going to actually put it on the underside of that. I'll just stick that down. It will dry clear, so we're okay. And I don't want more of these ones. Also got the bud ones. That would maybe be quite nice to have popping out of. Yeah, that looks good. Again, I'm just dipping the stem into it. That feels like it's not got enough stick on it, so again I'm just actually going to grab... I've unplugged my heat gun, but there's enough in there just to get me going. So again, I've got the gel medium on there, but that's just going to give me a bit of instant adhesion just to get that in and get that stuck. Okay, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm so happy. Come on. Yeah. Let's grab it. Let's do that. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Right, do we have any more little buds? Little buds? Yep. Have one on this side. Lower actually. Just trying to feed it in. It's a bit like, you know, when you're trying to get a Kirby grip into a fancy hairdo, and you know the Kirby grip needs to go right here, but it's sort of bashing other Kirby grips on the way down and you can't quite get it where you need it. It's a bit like that. Right, we need at least another one of these somewhere so that that one doesn't look all by its lonesome. Awesome. Actually, I just want to tuck that behind a bit more. Okay, it feels like it needs... Rule of threes is bothering me. Rule of threes, it's because it needs a third one. It needs a third one so that it works. And oh yeah, that could maybe work down there. Right, I'm going to need a big globule of it this time. And just stick that in there like so. Okay, I think at this point in time I am done. So we're just going to have to probably leave this at least overnight until it all settles. Then I'm going to dry gesso it and work out what we are going to do with it next. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so this has been sat for a couple of days. That's really nice and secure. I mean, I'm giving that a good old tug and nothing's happening to it. So now that we have done that, I am going to dry gesso a load of this, partly because I think it ties everything together, and partly it gives me space to work out what I'm going to do next. So I'm just going to pop that all over, especially I've got these glue bits that I'm going to have to hide somehow, so we can start off by adding some gesso and seeing what that does. And yeah, just it'll knock back the frame, it'll just help to everything to look a bit more natural and tied together, so that's good. So it's fairly early in the morning and I'm up here. Husband's not working today, and so he's on Google Classroom today. He's got that privilege. Feels like everything's going wrong. Yesterday I couldn't get the printer or anything to work, and I've had my husband at it this morning, and he struggled too, so that's made me feel a whole lot better. But I'm needing to actually get the printer to work because I'm needing to print out some of my images for things that we've got coming up over the weekend, bits and bobs, so that's quite exciting. Right, so I've gone quite heavy handed there, but mostly because I'm trying to avoid these lines underneath the string there. Yeah, so it's fairly early in the morning because I craft in the loft, and it's a really lovely warm day out there. It seems such a crime. We don't get nice weather in Scotland all that often, and it's like May and the weather is absolutely stunning. Like I sat out and had my cup of tea in the garden this morning, mostly to let the cat out, because poor cat's sort of at the stage where she's ready to be out and exploring, and but because lockdown restrictions are quite strict at this moment in time, we just kind of think if we lost her we wouldn't be able to go hunting for her, and yeah, so we just kind of sit out in the garden with her. We kind of go out every so often and let her have a play in the garden. I've just knocked that a little bit, so I'm just going to support that as I put the gesso on. So I had my cup of tea this morning. It was almost like, it's almost like continent here, having my breakfast, sitting outside. It was very nice listening to the birds sing, and very nice. You wouldn't think the world was in the state that it was in, sitting in my back garden this morning. So yeah, so another reason that I'm up here nice and early is because I work in the loft during warm weather. The heat up here, the heat builds up, and it really can get quite unbearable. So I'm thinking that if I get filming done first thing this morning, and then I can maybe come up later at night once it's sort of cooled down again. But yeah, it does heat up and become quite chronic up here, so getting in nice and early. So yeah, it's knocking everything together, tying everything together really well, giving it a lovely sort of shabby chic look. I'm just going to take that green out. I'm thinking that I may add, I don't think I'm going to do a huge amount to this actually. I mean, when I first started I kind of imagined something really natural with a big bright vibrant pop of colour, but I've kind of moved from that idea now because I'm really liking how it works just now. So I can maybe do something like that style on something else at some point in time. So, but we're getting there. Right. It's all going good so far. My husband, he's got a shed outside and he's contemplating. At first I didn't like the idea, but the more I've been sat out in the garden, the more I'm preferring the idea. But he's got a shed outside, and he's going, if I just put a wee extension on the front of that and then turned it into sort of a studio for you, you could be outside. And at first I'm like, oh, you just want me down the bottom of the garden. But actually looking at it, I was like, oh, it'd be quite nice actually. It might be quite nice, as long as I don't have to lose all my loft space, because I do think there will be occasions that having to be in the house will be important. I sort of need to be able to work in multiple locations, I think. So we'll see how that plan goes to plan. The first thing we're going to do, I think, is decorate my daughter's bedroom. So we're going to clear the spare room so that she can live in there for a few days, because it's not been done since she was, I think she was in nursery when we first moved her into that room. And now she's primary 3, she'll be going into primary 4. Or at least doing the work of a primary 4-year-old soon. Yeah, so it's like some of the paint is peeled, and obviously from being quite little there's been a few bits of artwork that has unintentionally ended up on the wall and been scrubbed off, and yeah, so it's looking a bit wrecked. But she's actually wanting a rainbow painted on her wall, so that'll actually be quite fun. I think I'm quite in the mood for painting a big rainbow on a wall, big mural. Right, okay, that I think is that, and then let's just have a look at what we can do for finishing touches. Okay, so I've got this piece of lace which I'm thinking might just help to sort of draw the eye across and have a bit more of a feature there, but I actually don't think I like the ribbon in it, so let's get this approximately to the right length. I can almost put the ribbon back in if I change my mind. Nothing's set in stone. Right, so I'm thinking if we did something like that, did that could look quite good. And then I've also got this. Should we put the ribbon somewhere else? Could we have sort of tucks of... Oh, that might be quite nice actually. I'm going to have to now go and look at my ribbon stash. Anyway, I'm thinking that we could maybe add something like that, but maybe if we sort of gild it, use some gilding wax to make that gold or something. What do we think? At the back? At the front? I actually quite like at the back. Okay, I think I'm going to have to plug my heat gun in. I'm just going to stick my lace down, and I've also actually, picked up a whole load of trims and things, and we'll just have a little play. They've all sort of, because I'm thinking to bring in a goldy touch would be quite nice. I quite like doing that with sort of recycled projects anyway. It tends to be one of my go-to techniques. I'm going to stick that down first because I want to be able to pull this really nice and taut. Also want to make sure it's straight. It's kind of difficult because the string isn't straight. But that's fine. Okay. So I think what we'll do is I'll get this stuck down and put it to the side. I will probably at some later point as well add a bit of gel medium to that, but the glue gun just gives us an immediate adhesion, so it's quite handy for that. Oops. Right, so we've got that there. Let's go on to our word and bling that up a little bit. So I'll put that to the side. Okay, and let's just grab a piece of scrap paper. Okay, you can tell I've been playing with it. I've got fluff and everything stuck to it. But that's okay, it's going to be going on a textured surface anyway. So I'm going to cover this with gesso just to give it a bit of a tooth and a base. And then I'm going to rub the gilding wax over that. So just put a nice coat of gesso. The 13 Arts one is amazing. I love it. Don't bought me it. I'm sort of halfway through now, and I know it's difficult to get hold of, so I'm going to have to start looking and sourcing it now. Right, I'll let that dry. Okay, so now that's dry, I am going to grab some of my Pebeo gilding wax and just pop that over. I love this because some of these words are things that I got forever ago, and a lot of them the colours just really don't suit. Really don't suit any project that you're working on, but I love the fact you can just alter it. Bit of gesso, bit of gilded wax. I'm giving it a completely different look. I'm going to go quite heavy-handed on this because I do want it to pop. And quite often I do this technique. I'll put black underneath it. But obviously because the whole project is sort of neutral tones, if it was to chip away ever so slightly, I would prefer it to have that sort of natural colour that it already had underneath rather than the black. So I'm just going to leave that a wee second, and then we should be able to buff that up. So we have got that all dry. I should have had my glue to hand. Right, let's pop a bit of extra glue on this. This is just my Phil Martin glue. I can't get my heat gun to do it this fine, so I'm going with this. Sorry, the glue gun, not the heat gun. I seem to get those two. I seem to say the wrong thing all the time. Right, let's get that stuck down. Okay, and then I've pulled out some gold elements. Now that I've seen that in situ, I'm just wondering, should we just add, the tiniest little bit to here, parts of the frame, just to frame it a little bit, and just to tie that gold in. This is a furniture grade. This is Pebeo. It's Pebeo gilding wax that I've used. I love it. I've had it for ages, so it goes a long way. And I have to say, a lot of the craft gilding waxes that I have purchased, because I've liked the various colours, etc., they're dried up and they're all horrible now. Whereas actually this, I can't tell you how long I've had this Pebeo one, and it's, I mean, yes, I use it regularly, but it's also still fully workable. It's not gone dry, it's not gone off, so it's a bit more pricey. I think it's about £10–11 for that pot, but I don't know. Well, you see how often I use it. If you're regular to this channel, you'll see that I quite often pick this up. But yeah, oh, a bit of gold on some sticks that you found in the garden. How cool is that? Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I don't know. I really absolutely love the irony of gold on everyday throwaway items. Not throwaway sticks, but it's not something that you sit there and think of something very glamorous to have in your home, is it? And I suppose that's what we're creating today, a bit of home decor. So I'm just adding a touch of gold to this. I'm liking. And then I've got some sort of like gold trims and ribbons and things, and I'm thinking that that might be quite a nice addition, just to sort of add into the little display that we've got going on in the back there. But yeah. Oh, do you know what we should actually do? I might go off camera to do this, because it will take a while. I'm going to make that absolutely solid gold all around the sides. Because I think hanging up on a wall, that would be fabulous. Yeah, so I'm just maybe going to go off camera while I do that. Oh, look at that. So lovely. This stuff is so creamy. My finger's a mess though, but hey ho. Oh, I love. Okay. Right, I'll be back in a mo. I've done the sides. I'm just going to finish. I want it a bit heavier on this corner. Just to, again, like I would do if I was doing a journaling page, and sort of like emphasise certain parts of it. So I'm not going to kind of go gold all the way around. But I just think this corner would suit it looking just that little bit heavier. And then, as I said, because it's furniture grade, don't forget to buff it up. And then I'm going to put some on the sticks here as well. Probably should do this in a ventilated area, and I'm not, because I'm in the loft. I'm sitting there talking about, because my husband's wanting to put me into the shed, which actually, now that I don't like change, so my first reaction was like, why are you trying to move me out? Right. But now I've got my head around it a little bit, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that would be quite good. But then I'm like, well, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to soundproof it, because if I'm filming, it's like I want to be able to film when I need to film, not be able to think, oh, it's raining so I can't film, because the sound will travel through onto my video and stuff like that. So I was like, so if you're going to do it, I need it fully soundproofed. Put my wish list in. But part of me thinks it would be quite nice. I quite fancy having like a sort of JMC Designs headquarters. One of my big girls painted on the doors or something like that. I think that could be quite fun. He doesn't know this yet, but Hattie is going to live in the garden. Right, I am going to grab some thread because I want to, and also because we could use up, I think we could use that up with what we've got there. So I'm just going to, not doing it very well, but I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers, then fold it, oops, and wrap it around the centre there. I'm not doing this incredibly successfully at all. It's actually not that hard. I'm just going to twist a little bit in the centre and then pull it together, and then we've got a little prongy bit there. And then where's my gel medium? Oops. It sealed itself shut. Okay, and then I'm literally just going to dip that bit into the gel medium and then find somewhere to tuck it in. And I'm thinking that we could just have little pops of gold. I might have to get a little something or other just to. So a knife's probably not the best choice to have pulled out. Right, let's get something a bit safer. Safety first, people. Safety first. Let's try this. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So if we do a few of those, and we'll just sort of tuck them. I just want to bring these little elements of gold that we've added, just sort of want to bring them into the main design of it as well. Because I just think that would be, just ties it all together nicely, doesn't it? Right, make sure I save myself a extra little bit. And again, let's just wrap that around there so that we give ourselves, it just basically gives us a, something solid to work with when we're trying to glue it down. It's easier than sort of trying to work with a loose thread. And again, I'm going to dip that into my gel medium and then find somewhere just to tuck it in and push it down. Actually, this side would probably be easier. I just need to remember to clean it so I don't wreck my sticky thing. Okay. There we go, looking good. Let's maybe have one down here as well. And let's just use the rest of this thread up. We can call that stash busted as well. I don't think there is a challenge on use up a reel thread. Maybe I should create one. Oh dear, I think it's getting to me. I think the hystericalness, is that a word? The hysteria, that's a word. Oh dear. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Is it fun watching me? Or is it like, oh my goodness Julia, what on earth are you actually doing? Is it stressful? Is it making you want to go, no? Right, okay. So we've added a bit of gold thread. Should we put a piece of... So when I pulled the ribbon out earlier, I quite liked how that looked. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Why not? Right, this time I'm going to tie a little knot around it. It's a technique I've never done before. I've just decided to do it now. So I don't know if it's a technique. I don't know if it works. I've never seen it before. I'm just trying to make a secure end, so I've got something to add glue to. So I've just sort of wrapped it around, created a little loop and tied a knot in it. Okay. Let's see, what have we got? I'm trying to put it where I've not put the gold thread. Again, just trying to layer up. I've also got these gold mica powders from Craftbox UK, and part of me wants to put, like, possibly sort of, you know, sprinkle it and spray it and see what happens, and part of me doesn't, just in case I ruin it. So I'm a bit undecided on that one. I don't really know. Right. I'm quite happy with this little technique I've just created for myself. If I actually work out what I'm doing, I'll do a more, yeah, if I actually work out what I'm doing, I do a more close-up idea of it. Right, so I did 2 loops. Remember, I don't actually know what I'm doing here, so, you know, if I'm not, and then just loop round, like so, and then feed that through the loop, and that should create a little knot, which just secures the ribbon that I've just looped. There we go. And then that gives me something to stick the glue to. Okay, and then the other thing is I've got these little gold leaf trims. My fingers are getting so gluey. You know, that way I can just feel all the glue on my fingers. I'll have great fun later peeling all that off. Who here likes peeling glue off their fingers? I used to sit at school and paint my hand with glue just so that I could peel it all off. Okay. I'm not overly thrilled with how those things have worked, so I will get some little leaves and sort of fix it by adding some of those. Oh, they're pretty. Yes, yes, we were needing the gold leaves. We were needing the gold leaves. Just, you know, it's like, yep, that's what it is. You're like, it's getting there, but I'm still needing something. And I'm like, yep, find it. Find it. Happy. Can I work out how to, maybe I could put some, yeah, maybe I could work out how to put some up there. I don't know. Or across. Where did I have that? Actually, I had that in the flower. It looked quite pretty. It's not looking quite as pretty now. I'll put it under there. At least with the gel medium, you've got plenty faffing time. Now, do I want to maybe... No, it's too heavy. I don't like that. It's too heavy. Maybe I could just have it sort of spilling out into it, but not fully going across. Let's see. What do we think, people? This is what I could do with like somebody going, yes, no, Dawn, you were shouting at me through the telly last time, even though it was pre-recorded, and it worked, so do you mind shouting at me now? See if what you're going to tell me in the future is helping me in the moment. That would be quite cool. Right. Okay. Okay. Right, we need some more up here. Rule of thirds. We've got a bit here. We've got a bit there. So we're needing something over here. Otherwise it's just not going to look right. Maybe a bit smaller. I've had this leaf trim forever. I bought this in the really early crafting days. You know, when my craft stash lived in a shoebox. I was crafting with a friend from Australia, and she was showing her husband my craft room, because I've got it on the channel, and saying, see, I don't have as much as Julia. I remember I used to do that. And she was going, this is my little collection here, and showed me this little shelf, and I was like, mine too started in a shoebox. Don't you worry. You start off with a shoebox, and then you go to a bigger box, and then you treat yourself to one of those crafting totes. And then you take up a cupboard, and then you take up a room, and then you take up a bigger room, and then you take up multiple rooms. It'll grow, don't you worry. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so I think I'm almost done. Not overly thrilled with how this little bit here is working, how the how the gilding wax ended up working on the string. That's bothering me somewhat, so I'm going to just remove that again with a bit of gesso, because it's not really working for me. And let's add a bit of gesso over the string as well, just so it looks deliberate and not like I've just covered up a mistake, which is what I have done. Happy accident. It's never a mistake, it's an opportunity to be creative. Right, what do we think? Do we attempt to sprinkle some of this gold dust? Would it do a dry? No. Because I was just wondering whether, let's see if I get a Versamark. There's my Versamark, because I was playing with pigment powders earlier. Let's try this first, and if not, we can maybe just... Oh, actually, that's quite a soft... That's quite a soft sheen. That's quite nice. Right, 2 seconds. I just grabbed a bit of glycerin because I find that a little bit easier to control than trying to use a Versamark ink pad against all of these elements. So yeah, but I have found glycerine does the job. It quite often extends a lot of your products quite a bit. So let's just, I'm going to brush this over, because it's just given a really nice subtle sheen which kind of brings everything together a little bit. I'm really liking it, and I'm just a bit concerned that if I end up, you know, that just like tapping it and spraying it, that I might not like how it turns out. So I'm just going to use it. Oh, this stuff is amazing. Unfortunately, Anna only had a limited supply of this. I picked up quite a bit of it when I was did my retreat with her, which was amazing. Let's hope that they find something to help us with the COVID-19 so that we can go back to doing craft retreats and things. Because, well, I'd kind of like to hold my own. I was about to hold a afternoon tea, but that has been postponed a little bit. I have a few ideas of other ones I'd like to hold, but so I'm hoping we get back into the realms of that again at some point. But yeah, that's just adding a lovely little sheen. Happy with that. I likey. Okay, I think I added a bit of glycerin to this string somewhere, so let's just brush it over and hope it catches it. Yes, it's just catching the bits that the glycerin had and sticking to it. This is one of the many uses of mica powders. I just did a how-to. It was reviewing the Arteza ones, but if you're interested in looking at different ways of how to use mica powders, it's quite a useful video. And believe me, I have barely scratched the surface. You can use mica powders in all sorts of ways. Basically, when people make paints or products, they use various binders and they use various pigments and various micas and put it all together. So if you've got a mica or a pigment, you can do the same. I mean, hey, you can even make your own nail polish. You just mix it in with clear nail polish, mix it in with clear embossing powder, mix it, you can genuinely, anything you can think of to mix it with. That's fine. Right, I think I am going to say that we are almost done. I just want to add a bit more of the gilding wax down this side and just make that a bit more solid. It just seems a bit patchy, I think, because I'm having to go in between the sticks and that's a bit difficult. But yeah, I'm thinking that should be a bit more solid on this side, as well as the top up there. And that might be me happy. Is she happy? Is Julia happy? Julia being happy is always a good thing. Always a good thing. Now, I wonder if we should add some sort of sparkle. I'm just thinking. I pulled out some gems. I was originally thinking of just putting a couple of gems there. But then I'm actually now wondering, shall we go around the whole of the inside of the frame and add a bit of bling? Or will that be too much? I'm just thinking if we just slot that in. Put it down and see what I think. I'd have to find bigger gems like this than this if I was just to have the three. Oh, actually, yeah, I think that could be a good addition. And thankfully this comes in strips, so hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. I've got a really dry throat. I've had it for days and days, and then you're kind of worried. The amount of times I've googled it going, is a dry throat part of COVID-19? Not that I'm bothered for myself, but it's just like, obviously I don't want to cause risk to anybody else. But to be honest, I don't go out and about. My husband tends to do the shopping and things. And we were in isolation, and it's like not sore or glands or anything, it's just really dry. But it's not really helping at the minute that I'm yabbering away. I think that looks really pretty. I am a happy bunny. I'm a happy bunny. Well, I definitely think I need to go downstairs after I've made this and have a cup of tea and wash my hands before I start filming anymore. I'm actually doing pretty good for filming. Normally I'm a bit of a last minute Annie, but Dawn and Julia Create is all filmed. My next one for the next Monday with Jamie Lula to Lola's filmed. I think I have enough videos to keep me going for at least till the end of the week, which, you know, for me is pretty good. Normally I'm sort of flying by the seat of my pants and busy uploading it, thinking, right, okay, I hope this uploads by the time that I said I'd have it up. I'm getting organised in my old age. Oh, I like that. I think that's just kind of brought that together brilliantly. Let's just see if we can. Now, this is the sort of thing that if I'd thought about this before we started the project, it would have been much easier because I could have put it down first. Whereas now I'm trying to go in amongst sticks and string and whatnot, so it's proving a little bit more tricky, but hey ho. Hey ho, hey ho. We'll get there. Right, so this one I'm going to have to sort of slide up in amongst that string. Or maybe if I do it in smaller bits and just... Right, can we tuck that under? It's probably easier if you don't have pearl gems stuck to the other finger. Oh, look at that. Lovely. We managed. We managed. Right, bring that down again. don't know if you can you see that in the camera? Pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm so happy. I'm glad it's going well, because I've said this is going up at 6 o'clock, but it is only 10:30, so I should have it edited and up in time. Right, where's this? This might be useful. Right, pop this one down first. And then, let's see if we can just get some in between there. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's not, if we don't fully fill the gaps, as long as what's poking out between the string is seen. There we go. Excelente, excelente. Lovely, 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 lovely jubbly. I feel like I'm going all quiet. It's taking a great deal of concentration, this. Oh, and you're getting to see my roots. I've been saying to my friend, it's my friend who's my hairdresser, I'm like, can I come to your house and you can do my roots through the letterbox? It's like I might have to be on live TV in a few weeks, depending on how the lockdown lifts. I need my hair is drastically needing something, and I'm actually looking at updating the website, and part of that is like new photographs which will have to be taken, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because I've been literally eating my way through lockdown. I have been good for the past 3 days though. I'm quite pleased. I've been sitting eating my salads, and do you know what, I get so annoyed with myself because when I'm being good like this and eating healthy, I actually really love healthy food. I much prefer the taste of it and everything. I know I've been having like salads and like I've been having bean salads with it and just making lots of yummy things, and I eat it and think, oh, I really enjoyed that meal. I don't often think that with rubbish. I'm not one that, you know, enjoys a macadee and stuff like that. It's like I tolerate that for the sake of my daughter as a treat, but it's like, no, not my favourites. So why I end up sort of doing, I suppose it's because it's quick and easy dinners, because actually I far prefer the taste of really healthy food. So quite pleased with myself at the minute. Right, I think we're going to call that done. Yeah, I'm quite happy. Right, I'm just going to clear all this guff and then we can see it in better detail. So that is my altered frame all finished. A nice bit of home decor there. If you wanted, you could put a piece of, you know, because obviously that's clear. You could put a piece of designer paper behind it. You could have it on your wall and your wallpaper shows through, or you could just put plain green card if you're liking the look of that. So there's options of different things to do with that, but yeah, it's something a bit different for me, not something I've ever really attempted before, but I am really liking it. So if you have stayed with me and spent your time with me, I really do appreciate it. I know time is precious, so the fact you want to spend it with me really does mean a lot. If you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again with you very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.